with this, and where are we? Here we are. So what I'm going to talk about is once you've actually created the wireframe and used the wireframe as masks for the images, we're actually going to just create some text. Okay, and so again, once you get into this, you'll be able to move forward fairly quickly. But there's some important things to actually note about Figma. Okay. First of all, Figma does not use Adobe fonts. Okay, it only uses Google fonts. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. I actually designed and typeset a novel last year, and I just used Google fonts for it, and all fine. You download them, and I just did it in InDesign, and it's all just like the Adobe fonts. So, but Google doesn't use the Adobe one. So what you'll see is here I've got things like Helvetica New for some of the text. They will not apply. So we'll have to find something similar. And that's okay. We can find something similar. But what we're getting to, there will be some things that we can use, like, you know, obviously we'll be building call to action buttons as well. So we'll make one of these and then we will duplicate it. Okay, and then just change it. So there's going to be a lot of duplication. I'm going to emphasize that there are some bad habits that you're not going to carry any further with the way that you may be using type. So we're going to start using it specifically professionally. And so, for example, whoops, when we make this heading, we're going to have one text frame that has both lines as well as the promo code in the text. We're not going to use the return key to jump us down. You will never use that again. We're going to be doing in Adobe programs like InDesign, Illustrator, we use something called space after, where we set the sizes. And that's really important because when you actually get into the typesetting for publication, you create what are called styles. So if I just pop over here into Illustrator and I go into the type, you'll see that we have character styles and paragraph styles. So you'll start using those this semester in some of your publication design projects. And the thing with a style is that we save it. We create one, a heading, and we'll say, okay, this heading is going to be, let's say, Helvetica New, condensed, 40-point bold. Let's just say we've got a particular tracking that we want to use, bit of custom. We might have some leading, the space between lines that are set. And between the heading and the body text, we might set up a space after, a distance that is there. We save that as a style. And then when we come into our styles, and we'll have a whole host of styles here for heading, body text, and like, we can just bring in a new block of text, highlight it, bang, just click at it, and it changes to the setting that we've created, okay? And if we come in and want to alter it, let's just say we want to change the typeface, we can come into that style, edit it, double click it, edit, change the typeface, and all incidents of that heading in the publication, it will change. Okay, and so it's a memory across, so it becomes very important. Now, having said that, Figma does not quite have the same type specifications that InDesign or Illustrator does have. Okay, so what we'll do now, I am using the text that we have here, and all we're going to do is just copy it, okay, and paste it. And so all of these, you don't need to type, okay? We can't allow a typo error to sneak in because it can just go through and not be checked. And also a copywriter has basically been paid their job to actually write the text in that way. So you just copy and paste what they are there. So what I have is, let's just copy this block of text. This will be the same with the menu and whatnot. Come over here. Get a text frame. And let's just do this. That would, where did that go? I think because I've actually been doing a few demos of this. Anyway, let's just paste it. Okay, so what's happened is it's a bit of an echo with what I had with the previous class, but that's okay. Oops. I'm using for this a Fira Sans Condensed. So that will live in your Google Fonts. You can go to Google Fonts and download them. But so we're just type in Fira Sans, it will be there. Okay. Now, once we've done that, we can start to arrange it. Now, okay, so let's take off all of those. So I'll come in. Oop. That out of the way. Let's align at center. And if I come up here, let's just see if you can see these. We've got a few things that we can do. If I come over to the text, the end of season sale, 36 point. Don't worry about the space after. We'll do that. So we come in here, make that 36. I've just triple clicked that. I think this is 50 or something, 52. And come in here, 52. Now this is where the space after and space before can be used. We have this thing called line height. I've just clicked on up to 40% off, and here's the line height. I've just clicked in there, and I'm just going to use the down arrow. Okay, and so I might come into this one, and I might just get my letter spacing, which is also known as tracking, and line that up. Don't know if I've got promo code 14 and 21 point. Just click promo code. Same thing. I'm not going to hit return, double returns. If you're showing your portfolio to someone for possible employment processes, they will detect if you've used a space after in the first 2 seconds of looking at your work, okay? And they will judge accordingly. They'll probably judge your typography teacher first, but hopefully, okay. So I'm just using the line height, and you can see that it's moving. So don't try it and get this exact. Just make it look like that. It's not the object of the exercise to be exact, but just to follow the instruction. Just so know that Google Fonts is not giving us exact things. So we could come in here, go to our letter spacing, do that. Come in here. This is all part of the fun with design, just coming in and massaging text, okay? Getting it about right. Okay. I'm just going to move that up. Okay, I'll get this all lined up in a moment. Now what I'll do is the call to action button. 145 by 30. Okay. So I'll just get a shape. Let's do that. 145, 30. Okay. You can zoom in. And we have our corner radius, which we can set. Just, again, don't worry too much, just get it working with that. Now, unlike the Adobe programs, we can't embed text within a shape, okay? I won't worry about demonstrating it. This is a prototype, okay? So we're just going to create a text box. Come over to our text. Let's just do shop men. Paste it. I think I actually 14 point. Let's just do that, see what it looks like. Very good. Now, in terms of lining this up, just get it looking about right, okay? If I hold the Option key, I can just do that. We're just trying to get that sort of working right. This shape will make 60% opacity. There they are here. We can actually just group those. Okay. Then Option drag. Come in. Okay. So I've got center aligned text. It's just setting it up. Okay. Now, what we can do is, I don't know if I've actually given the spacing between those. Just get it about right. We could come in here, our spacing, and see what 30 point looks like. Now, if I group those, what I'm going to do is I've got this center aligned text here, the two call to action buttons. I'm going to align those to the center of this image, okay? One of the things that you will always do intuitively is your alignments, okay? Everything just aligns. So I'll group those two together. Okay, I'll select that. Next, I'll do 1, 2, 3. Okay, align center. And so here we can come back to this and we can just do a little bit of massaging. So in this image, Okay, I might just grab this and just make this a little bigger. So again, one of the advantages of using a mask is that we can just come in and refine things, all right? And so when I say that, it might be, making it so we don't want that text halfway over a image. So we move things around there. So probably I think that's probably a bit better. Okay, so that's just part of the refinement that you as a designer, once you have time to do it, just come back and do all these tweaks. Okay. Okay, so we'll come over here. In the icons and references, I actually have the Florsheim logo. Okay. Now, this file format is, and this is what I actually got from the Florsheim company when I was building the app. It's an SVG. Anyone heard of an SVG before? A little bit. Stands for Scalable Vector Graphic. Okay, and so an SVG is used in some web building platforms. Some don't accept it. But what it's there for is normally we would export this as a PNG file, so there's no background and we just bring it in over the top. But if we wanted to put it onto, say, a large desktop file, we're scaling up that PNG file and it's getting, the pixels are getting bigger and bigger. So it's losing resolution because a PNG is very size specific. Whereas a scalable vector graphic, we can scale it up and down and it retains its vector quality. We will need to turn this white though. So we'll do that. Select it first. There we go. And Figma now allows SVGs. Okay, so it's fairly recent in that way. So file, save as, save it on the computer. I'll do it as an SVG. There it is. Use my artboards. I'll call it, because I've done this a couple of times, just 03. Save. All right. It's going to be a little bigger. There it is. Okay, we bring it in. There it is. Now, I think I've given you those things. So 30 pixels in, and it's about 145, okay? So position 30, and the size. Just make sure that the width and the height are actually locked. Okay, so if I make this 145, I've squished it, okay? We don't want to try and by eye make it look right. So we'll lock those. Okay, there we go. I'm actually going to use a bit of this text. Might just use that one for the menu. Let's paste it. White. I don't remember what it is, men. Actually, silly me, I should just be copying this. Okay, I think I've given the size. Menu text 14 point. Come in here. Okay. Now, handy thing here, again, with Figma, just make the text box, I'm just holding the option, as small as it can be, because I'm going to actually space all of these exactly. All right, so I'll just option drag that, come in here. Won't try and write accessories, so I'll copy that. I'm just triple clicking. About right. And outlet. Now, the reason I'm doing this is I'm going to actually space all of these exactly apart. Now, all of these have come in at 21 point. They should be 14, so I'm going to have to do them again. I won't worry about the edges. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll grab that, which is about centered, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that. Align them center. What I'll also do is, in terms of my spacing, I can put them, I'll do it from here, specific distance apart. Spacing, let's just say 40 pixels. Okay. And so everything has is equidistant. We're getting that nice evenness in there. So those are the sorts of things that you want to pay attention to. Okay. So in here, there's going to be a what can we help you find? I'll just option drag that in. I think that's probably going to be, I'll just do that left aligned. Okay, so just make that look about right. That's a bit smaller. This is 12 point. Okay, so I'll just do one more. And I'm just going to make a block of text. Okay. So let's just do it here. Sneakers. And let's just copy that. Because once I've got one of these, I'm just going to duplicate it. Paste it. And this is where I get things set up. Okay. Don't know if I gave sizes there. 14 point heading, body text 12 point. Okay. Line. Now, this is where I'm going to emphasize a few things. Okay, so that will be just regular, maybe medium. I'm just going to, with this, again, I mentioned about massaging. So you got spoken to about orphans last semester. Having one word on the last line by itself. Never do that, okay? So this is where massaging comes in, okay? And we sort of come in, we could do it like that. You might find that, you know, that's got a nice feel, got ending with a comma and things like that. We'll just come in here, line height, just push it down, okay? And then once I've got one done, highlight, align, and I'll say, okay, I'll get that about right. Option drag, come in here. What's that one? Loafers. Just copy that. Paste it. Copy that. Paste it. Okay, that's not about right. What I need to do, let's just zoom in. Might just need to do a little bit of cheeky stuff here. All right, that's the case. I don't mind making little errors here. So that is line height 18. That's all we need to do. Let's just get that there first. Again, it's a pretty lumpy one. I'm just selecting the lines below it. Just make that 18. Stop. So just come in and think about how that might work better. Okay, so looks like here. Yeah, that's probably going to be okay. Here, oops, sorry, 1, 2, and align. Okay, and then with those, we'll option drag those down, and they will be these ones. Okay, so just moving along, just start to build the. We'll just come over here. Just start to build the text elements. this call to action button, duplicate it and just change the text in it. Come through here. See how you go. Just build those. We've got those. Okay, and so just moving along, just put the pieces in there, and we'll be able to come back and refine and tweak and do all those things next week. Okay, as well as going on to the other pages that we'll do. So we'll be launching into that as well. Okay.